What is up, guys? Systematic Psycho here, and we're back on Arma 3 to do another one of those, mod reviews. The most original thing you can do of Arma ever. But, before we get into the mod review, well, actually, here, I'll give you a little teaser there. There you go. That's your teaser. Before we get into the mod review, I'm just going to go over some weapons. I'm going to go over some, vehicles and stuff, and I'm going to try to get through it as quickly as possible, so bear with me, because I'm not very quick at what I do. But yeah, trying to keep this in 10 minutes or less if I can. That's my goal, but if not, screw me. So we're just going to hop right into the magical arsenal box that contains magical arsenal stuff, and we're going to take a look at some of the weapons. Now, RHS recently added some new weapons, and actually a reason that I waited until this update of RHS is because I knew the first update was going to be buggy, missing some things, and not all quite there yet. It was still good, it was still fun, it was still playable, but just wanted to wait, give it a fair chance. So I think this update has really polished up on the things that they already had, and it had some new stuff, so, better time than ever. So we're going to hop into the rifles here. And now I cut down my mod list to just allowing just a few things like JSRS, Blast Core, I think AGM even, and I think that's about it. So if you see anything extra, it's not this mod, and I'll be sure to let you know. But right away, we have some AKs, some AKMs, we have an M14 by them, and it's completely different. I'll show you in a second. M16s, we have a new sniper called the M2010. M240s, M249s, a standalone M320 launcher, M4s, SVDs, some PKPs and stuff. So a good selection of weapons. So we'll just run you through a couple of them, and there's actually quite a few attachments as well. There's some scopes here. This is a like a Russian ACOG scope, and there's some custom sounds that just got implemented, done by Laxman. They've been growing on me a little bit. I didn't really like them at first. They're some of the sounds aren't as fitting as I'd like them to be for the guns, but they're very high quality and they're well done for what they are. And like I said, they're growing on me. So here you go. Here's a look at the scope. So it's really punchy. And I think the scopes actually, like the little range thing on the side, actually works when you place it up against something. So actually, we'll range that target out there. We'll say that's probably roughly about 800 meters. I don't know if we can page up or page down. No, it doesn't look like we can. But yeah, all the ranging and stuff works on the scopes. We even have some like red dots here. So this was just added in this update. So this is actually a pretty solid red dot. It gives you a nice sight picture and even a nice dot. Well, it's a green dot, not a red dot. But yeah. And I think there should be one more red dot sight. We got the Cobra sight down here. You guys may know this one from probably Battlefield or a lot of other games. It's another one of those red dot point and shoot kind of sights, so it's pretty nice. I'm pretty sure that's the Cobra. I could be absolutely wrong. As a matter of fact, I think I am wrong. So yeah, Cobra, and this is the RPG scope. This is a PGO 7v3, but you have the option to use it. I don't think it's going to be very effective. Here's the PKAS, and this actually sits off to the side a bit, so this is a little weird to get used to, but it still totally works. So none of the sights are really painted on. These are all collimated. They have, the sway and the weird Arma 3 sightness instead of the boring old sight picture being painted on. And then last but not least, we got the good old PSO sniper scope, and this is just, what you normally see on something like an SPD. They even have these on AKs, like marksman and stuff like that. And let's see, I think that's pretty much it for that. They got some night vision scopes I kind of just jumped over here. So just different AKs and stuff. They get some different camos. They even have, I kind of skipped over this one. They have a taped together 2-mag. It serves no functions but aesthetics, and it's nice to have. Those are the things that I really care about. And they have an AK folded. You can fold stock. Unfortunately, Arma doesn't offer you a way to fold and unfold the weapon. But it's actually cool to simulate you being, like, say, a vehicle driver or something like that. You have a more compact rifle to hop in and out of your vehicle. And the good old GP25, the VOG launcher. They also have a suppressor. I forgot to mention that. And actually, I have not heard the suppressor sound since the update, so we're going to take a listen to that. Get a lot of that AK bolt. Pretty solid sound. Feels kind of beefy. And that's what she said. And the next thing in the line that's worth checking out is the M14. This is actually really cool, but something very noteworthy. This is the only gun that you can use the Leopold Mark IV 3x5 scope on. And I'll show off a couple of these attachments on some guns later. So we have this, and this is your sight picture. Really cool sight picture. It looks closer to, or pretty close to what the real thing looks like, if it's spot on. But we have the, oh, yep, the good old M14 here. Now, something I haven't noticed if you're an AGM user, these scopes are not configured properly with AGM. I don't know if that's a thing on AGM side or RHS's side, but yeah, they're not configured. So if you like your mil dots and all that stuff, it's not going to work right out of the box just yet. M16s, we have some different M16s. Carry handle, they just added the PMAG with the rail guards, looks absolutely awesome, and the grip bipod. A lot of these things just aesthetics. You can't flip down or up the bipod on any of the weapons shown here. And I think I'll skip past the M16s and just go right to the M4s. I think it's pretty much the same sound. You know what? No, I'm gonna there. So next we have the M2010. Something I was really looking forward to. I love sniping in this game. They have some different camo variants here. I kind of go through them a little fast, but very, very nice texturing and modeling and everything going on here. I think Saber is the guy who textured these things, and this guy, if you've seen any of his work, he is absolutely amazing. And so I told you weren't able to use that scope on any other weapons, and that's actually true because this is a different Leopold scope here. It's a 6x5x20 if I'm correct, so different zoom levels. So you have a different scope here. This looks crazy. It's a lot of information, but it's just mil adjustments. That's all it is. Yeah, so simple, right? But yep. So if you know what mils are, there you go. If not, Google that shit. You're on a computer right now. We got an M240 Bravo. Shouldn't really need an introduction. It's an M240. Get your nice scope. I don't think this is sighted in properly. I don't think it works, or I just don't understand things. I need a vest, so I'm gonna put on a vanilla vest here and actually add some ammo to it because that would make sense. I don't think I'm gonna make my 10-minute quota, just FYI. So there we go. And I'm actually kind of deaf right now, but you get the idea of that. I'm gonna throw me some earplugs in too to avoid that in the future. This is all AGM stuff. Do not mind this. Yeah, I'm kind of against using a lot of mods when I'm doing mod reviews because then you kind of clouds up the actual mod itself. We get an M249 because why the hell not? Now I want this to be very clear. Oh, look at those glorious vehicles in the background. Some of the things in this pack are ports, but not only are they just ported. Usually you'll notice some of the textures are touched up or cleaned up a little bit, or added some special effects. So even if the certain things are ports, they're done well, and that's enough to make Psycho happy. And then I'll put here's the time to show you off some optics here. So we have so you saw the Elkin scope commonly used on MGs and stuff. Then we have an RCO, so just a regular Trijicon ACOG 4x zoom. Same scope with a lens cover on it, or a kill flash on the front, so it's gonna stop any flash. No purpose but aesthetics, and another one just like it with some little like attachments on it, like a scope cover, lens cover and stuff. Just a lens cover, that's it. But yeah, I love that kind of stuff, the little aesthetics that don't really matter, but it allows you to personalize and feel a little more original while playing. Also we have the M68 CCO. It's an aim point scope. It looks pretty nice. It's got the kill flash hexagons in there. I'm pretty sure they're just a texture, but it's still pretty nice. As you can see, the nice collimated dot sight there. But here, nice little burst right there, so you can hear that. And we got the standalone grenade launcher. Pretty self-explanatory. Just plop some grenades in it. Now it is a primary, unfortunately, so it takes up a primary slot. You'd probably be best off just throwing this thing in your backpack, throwing a couple of 203s, but it's a 203. I'm not going to show you any more than that. We got an M4. We got an angle foregrip, bipod, carry handle, just the regular carry handle. It's not using the Modtech flip-up sights. We got PMAG, I think some railguard. No, they're both railguards. Grip pod with the PMAG. We got the M320 on the bottom of that, and then M320. Okay. Here's where I'm confused. What's the difference between the M4? Oh, M4A1. I'm an idiot. M4A1 fully auto, M4 3 burst. That's the best way to tell them apart. But yeah, so a lot of these things just serve as aesthetics, nothing special. And then so I'll grab the AFG angle foregrip one. This one looks cool as hell. And I'll throw an ACOG on there. I'll do a suppressor, and I will do their laser light combo. And this is actually really awesome. And unfortunately, you can only have the laser or the light. It's an ARMA limitation, at least as of right now. But I mean, that gun just already looks badass. Unfortunately, no custom suppressors for the M4s, M16s right now. But pretty badass. You still feel cool while using it. And then we can move down onto the... What do we have? Oh, we have a PK. So nice PKP, big old 7.62, beastly Russian. Mow down people with those big ass MMR rounds. Then we have SVDs. So that's it's pretty explanatory. Shoots out the same round as a PK. It's like an elongated AK, but just a bigger round. And you can just put people down. This is the typical Russian sniper rifle. Get the camo variant with like some wraps, some cool little personal touches, and the SVD-S, which is I think a shorter barreled version of the SVD, as you can see there, and actually a different stock. So it's probably something like a paratrooper or some lighter troops would take out, since it's being like a lighter gun. Oops, I don't know if that has a suppressor or not. We can check. Nope. So no suppressor, no attachments, because Russian rails, no rails on the Russian. Yeah, that was an amazing Russian accent. So we have the 9K38, which is an anti-air launcher. It's Russia's premier. I think it's also known as Iglo, but I could be wrong. Then we have the FIM-92F, the Stinger. That's America's launcher. Right there. It's going to be taking down all your planes, your helicopters, whatever flies over you and you don't like. We have the M136, so high explosive anti-tank. So this is what you're going to be pointing at tanks trying to kill. High explosive dual purpose, which is you're going to be probably pointing at infantry, softer vehicles, stuff like that. You could probably still do some damage to a tank if you caught it on the right side. And HP, I don't know what HP stands for. I've never seen HP, but I was testing it out probably a few hours before this, and it was killing tanks and shit. So I think it's high penetration or something like that, but I could be wrong. It could be just high explosive. Look it up. I totally am not educated on that. We have the Russian RPG-26, which is a portable soldier, RPG. It's one of the ones you fold out. It's kind of like the AT-4. It kind of extends a little bit, and it's got some flip-up sights and stuff. We have the RPG-7 V2, which is my favorite to use. I love this thing. And actually, it's a really cool sound now. It has some nice RPG scopes. It says the 2 night vision scopes. No silencers, unfortunately. And yeah, you can kill stuff with that. And we have the RSHG-2, which is pretty similar to the RPG-26. Like I said, I'm not 100% familiar with certain things in here, so these 2 RPGs would probably be an exception. I think they're the same damn thing, just with camo on it. So, it could, it could be different warheads. So anyway, there's that. Actually, I'm gonna shoot off the. Actually, let's do the RPG. All the RPG sounds are pretty similar, as you'd expect them to be. I don't think a huge difference in exploding, flying RPGs. Then we can just do a quick backpack. So we'll just do an assault pack, and we have different RPG warheads. This is actually cool. There's a very high explosive. There's a this one travels a lot farther and faster. I don't know its purpose. High explosive. I think this is like a what the hell is it called? It explodes and it penetrates armor like crazy. And then your standard PG-7VL, which is your like your high explosive anti-tank. It's like a shape charge. I think most of these are like shape charges, but yeah, I'm not 100% familiar with all the RPG stuff. But we can throw a couple of RPGs in the backpack. We'll do a reload here. And then for some reason we got a little bit of a night vision glitch there for some reason, but we're gonna fire one of these off. I'll do it from out of this so we can get a good view. Boom. So that's pretty damn cool. Blast Core even steps it up a little bit. But yep, so we got a cool RPG sound there. And you know what, before I forget about it, because these guys put a lot of hard work into this stuff, Toady2K, a guy who, I don't know if you're familiar with the HLC weapons packs, did reload animations for these weapons, and I'm pretty sure he's going to continue with all the weapons. Here's a quick reload. Damn good stuff right there. So good work, Toady. And I think that's all on the weapons front. No pistols. I think they renamed the 443 Grotch to a 443 Grotch and implemented it, and then so does AGM. AGM does the same thing. Uniforms. Let me actually stand my character up here. Let me drop these damn weapons too. Uniforms. There's actually only a few American uniforms, but it's not like we use a ton anyway. Just sneak peek at all these vests. Uniforms, so the American uniforms are OCP, so it's your multicam, your standard multicam uniform. and then they have the cavalry, first cavalry I think that is, and that's army. So if you don't like that, you have the option of wearing it like that, and then you have your standard ACU, which is, you know, what a lot of, I think, Marines use. I don't know if the Army still uses it at all, or if they ever used it. So yeah, there's that uniform, and you actually really built with these uniforms on, which looks cool. I don't know, I like it better than kind of look a little skinny without, I don't know. But yeah, so there's that uniform. And then Russia gets a ton of uniforms, which is really awesome. You get EMR Summer for the VDV, MSV. So there's that. There's Flora, which I think is an older Russian camo pattern. And then you get Mountain Flora, which is super flamboyant and awesome in Russian at the same time. And then we got our vests, so a lot of vests here. A lot of options, a lot of different customization. I don't really want to go over them all because it's so much. It's very time consuming, but freaking, I mean, awesome. For every situation, you have yourself a vest. Amazing. And, you know, like I said, I don't think that serves a purpose. I don't even think the carrying capacities of these differ. They may. I have not tested it out, but, yeah, it gives you so many options. Like, I want to be a medic. I want to look like a medic. I can be a medic. So I get the little medical bag, a little bit of clipping there, but usually holding your gun. Or if you want to be a, let's see, where's MG? No, let's do Sniper. Sniper's going to travel light, has his SVD mags on his side. And then we have America and our IOTVs, which are standard vests. So there's your Grenadier, you get your medic, your extra medic stuff on there. You got just a plain old vest with, oh, it probably doesn't go good with that. So we'll flip over to here. So this is pretty much, this turned into a full review at this point, but I don't care. So IOTV stuff. We have our backpacks. Not a lot of backpacks, unfortunately, but not really a big deal. There's already a lot of backpacks in the game that the US already use, and mods and stuff add a lot of stuff too. But okay, so they renamed the backpack to what it really is, the Falcon 2, the little assault pack. So nothing there, but just a renaming. Then they added the Eagle, the A3. And UCP and ACP, decent backpack. I've seen a lot of our soldiers with those. And then for the Russians, they get their RPG carrier, which is of course pretty explanatory. RPG 7. You can see where you drop your nice RPG rockets in there. And then your Sidor. I think this is a very rudimentary backpack that Russia uses. I'm not 100% sure, but a lot of the soldiers use it. And the UMBTS, you know, it looks like it should be Russian, but I'm not 100% sure because it's just a retextured version of the Eagle A3. But I've seen it. I'm pretty sure I've seen it on the Russians, but I don't know what the story is behind that. But yes, very nice looking, very awesome, amazing work by these guys. So we'll go up to the Eagle. We'll continue the theme here. We got lots of helmets. They didn't slack on the helmets. Let's see if I can scroll up, make sure I'm not missing anything. All right. So Russia gets their 6B27M, which is I think their standard helmet. You get the balaclava because, you know, if you look at a lot of Russian forces, they wear balaclavas quite a bit, and it just looks badass in Russian. So we get all this stuff. Just let you check this out. I think so. You can see the difference between these two helmets right here. Not much, but yeah, I mean, I love the options in this game, or this mod. They throw choices at you. It's so cool. And then we get our ACH Merca right there. So that's without the helmet wrap. And then we get the helmet wrap ones later, just sort of like the Russians do. So different variants here. We get the M81, which is our woodland camo. Even though I don't think we have any woodland camo in the game. We get your helmet wraps there. We even have a netting one. And then the UCP stuff. Not a lot on the UCP, but there you go. I'm just gonna do the headset. Starting to look like a true American. I think they added some boonie hats. I don't want to skip over stuff. They added the so the boonie hats to match some of the Russian stuff. And I don't think it's Bohemia stuff. It's Bohemia's crap. They added some CVCs and with some different attachments, some different textures and stuff too, which are just retextured versions of the AAF helmet, which US really uses in real life, so I don't see any reason to remake the whole model. Some new field caps from Russia. You get the helmet on the chest. Pretty cool, aesthetic-wise. Awesome stuff. Then they got these helmets. I don't know if it really matters what they did here. I mean, these are just retextured versions. Maybe they did something special, but I'm not quite aware. OpsCore helmets. These are actually really cool. I always forget about these. OpsCore. A lot of special forces use these helmets. They're just light helmets that do the job dirty. Patrol cap. Cool little caps right there. And yeah, actually a lot of helmet stuff. They got the TSH, which is typical Russian vehicle or tank driver, tank crew, stuff like that. And then you have the Russian fighter pilot helmet, the ZSH-7A, which is absolutely awesome. It's actually very well done. Too bad they, I don't know if you can add the PhysXE rope effect to this, but that would be really cool as a suggestion, guys. But yeah, so Russian fighter pilot helmet, if you want to fly that Sukhoi, go for it. I'm going to actually go and get I'm going to get the OpsCore helmet. That looks kind of weird. I think it's just my guy's character model face. I've been meaning to actually change that. I don't know, this is unnamed community or unknown community author. I don't know if that's RHS or something else crap or some other mod I have. I don't know if they add much. No, they don't add much there. They do add this. That might be AGM. Yeah, they add this, the A&P VS-15, which is just US night vision. And then I think yeah, it's just AGM stuff. Oh no, this is Red Hammer Studios too. So the monocle. That's Red Hammer, the PVS 14. Nothing there that they've added. I think I'm gonna watch that's AGM. They did add some Russian voices. Let's see if I can. Yep.
Жду приказа.
Жду. Готов действовать. Готов действовать.
Turned into like a Russian.
Жду приказа.
What the hell? That looks weird. I'm just gonna Walsh. That's the face that I usually use. Guy's got a death stare. So yeah, as far as everything, that is it. There were my 20. It was like 20 minutes of video, and I want to do this for 10 minutes. And then we're coming over here. So I'll try to do this in 10 minutes. Here we go. So here's all of our vehicles. I mean, every freaking last one of them. This is amazing. So like I said, some of the things here are ports. Some of the things here are ports from the Arma 2 version that they custom made. But a lot of the stuff's pretty custom and pretty well done and pretty well configured. I think the person that I do want to recognize for configuring these vehicles, doing a very good job at like the vehicle physics and stuff, is Red Phoenix. He did like a vehicle overhaul mod that I cannot quite remember, but he did a damn good job. All these vehicles feel like they're really tracked or they really have suspension, and yeah, did an awesome job. And Laxman even touched some of the sounds on these, like in the guns and stuff. But we'll start with the Russian side. Actually, we'll just make our way down. So we got our American APC. I think yeah, it's the M113 A3. I don't know if I'm pretty sure we still use this, but it's just a very rudimentary APC, mounted 50 cal on top, armored way to get our troops around the battlefield. And then we have our Russian BTRs, which pack, I think they're 14.5 millimeter machine guns on the top, so pretty beefy machine gun in there. They're also boats, as you can tell by the way they're shaped. They go off-road and on water, and so they can they swim. And then I think here's a super upgraded version that has a PK and a freaking giant 30 mil cannon, if I'm correct. And then we'll actually hop in one of these just to demonstrate, because these things have full working interiors, and this is the selling point for me when I first saw this. You get in as driver, and oh, it's driving right away. That's a problem I have. As you can see, the interior here is full interior. They got picture-in-picture working things. I don't know if these are supposed to be cameras or they're just like mirror pictures or something, but they're all picture-in-picture and they all work. You can see through that. All these gauges work for the most part, and you can do things like close the shield. So then you'd have to look through that, or you can look through that, which is a simulated version of that. The commander can close his shield. He also can transfer the spare wheel or repair one of the wheels, so it's compatible with AGM, which is really awesome. I think Commander also has a scope on the top where you can look around. The gunner has a nice little view up here, so this is with his PK, and actually a very awesome way of ranging these things, as if page up and page down. So as on the I think on the right is for the PKT, which is the 76.62 millimeter machine gun, and then on the left is the 15 millimeter KPVT. So if something's 2,000 meters, you range it right there, just put a little thing on there, or if it's 1,200 meters, or if it's 800 meters or 4. So I know that thing out there is 400, probably about 500, so right there, I'll fire at it. So there we go. Spot on. This thing is pretty beastly. And actually, let me see if I can turn the engine off. Go to the gunner seat, fire this thing. There you go. So, yeah, pretty awesome stuff. Another thing I think that is awesome and very powerful and has a low and high rate of fire. And I will find something else with that gun on it later. I just want to get to these things as quick as possible. We got some UAZs, which actually have firing from vehicles. So in any seat you're sitting in, you can actually... Let's see if any of these have an AK in them. That'd be nice. Really quick. Please, please, please quick. Please quick. Riding back. Inventory. There we go. So AK. And grab a mag. Get out. And so, yep, they have firing from vehicles. So I'll sit in the right seat. Right there. You can see. AK. Bitches are riding by. And all these seats should have it. Yep, all these seats have it. Pretty awesome. So you can do a straight Russian drive-by in one of these things. These do not have it, but it's just a roof version of that. So it's a little UAZs. I think they're called UAZs. Yeah, UAZs. Pretty standard Russian military vehicle. It's like their Humvee. Pretty cool stuff. And this is more of like their armored version. I've never really seen this until this mod, but it's a GAZ. It's a heavily armored troop transport, or not heavily armored, but a light armored troop transport that can take some hits. See the driver's seat really quick. Yep, there's that super tactical indoor camouflage. We get into our American Humvees. Now these are just recently added. They added 50 cals and Mark 19s to the top, so they're actually sort of useful. But these things look pretty damn awesome. Sorry if I get a little bit of American bias. I'm so American. I can't help myself. These now have firing from vehicles, so I can sit in the side right front. Get your gun. And then we can ride in the back, and you should also have firing from there we go, from the back seats. Vehicle. It'd be nice to see them in all seats, but you know what? That wouldn't really. I think it'd be kind of hard to configure and stupid. You can do it sitting in the back there in those seats too. And same deal all the way down here. So more Humvees, awesome Humvees. We get into these freaking Bradleys. These things are pretty awesome. They have almost all the different variants of the Bradley. So we start with our lighter armored version, and we move up to our Busk 1s and our Busk 2s. And now all these American vehicles have the respective woodland camos and their desert camos. I'll go ahead and hop in the super duper armored version. So it's got its gun. We can probably kill something. There's nothing special. There's just a 1x, 2x zoom. I'm sure it has a night vision, or thermal mode, and no night vision. But why use night vision when you have thermals? Alright, so I'm gonna fire. Really awesome sound, really punchy. Good job, Blacksman. And then there's the 240 Bravo, and then we have our tow. We have something to shoot that at. I think we have a. There we go. That. Good old tow missile there. Beautiful blast core. Hopping out. Actually, and I'll show you the gunner seat, or not the gunner seat, the driver's seat. The driver's seat has an interior. It should. Maybe not in this one. I don't know. It should have an interior. One of these has an interior. Well, there you go. You can kind of see the interior right there. See if I can turn in. There we go. There it is. So there's the interior. Not much of a view out of that window, but yeah, so it has an interior, really cool. Good work, all the gauges work. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for the Bradleys. A lot of BMPs here. I think I already missed my 10-minute quota again. They have like light tank cannons on them. They're freaking really awesome. These ones have tows and stuff, and these actually have the same cannon as that, or something very close to it. And then you get the cannon and the PRP, which is a PK. And you might think that's kind of wimpy, but if you know real war, that can be actually a very effective machine gun. I mean, imagine a rolling machine gun emplacement that can't be penetrated by most light arm fire. So we'll hop in one of these. Have a freaking missile mounted to the top. It's like a rudimentary tow, but it's pretty effective. And we'll try not to hit any of these things. But here we go. So I'm gonna shoot one of these PG-51 high explosive rounds. Nice big explosion there. And then we have the PK. And we have the 9K11. So I'm gonna fire, see if I can bring it around and hit this Humvee. Oh no, I just missed. But yeah, so good old Russian BMPs there. And all these are pretty much the same. I can probably hop down here and show you one of these cannons. These things are pretty awesome. And so these have the similar ranging sight adjustment, which I actually really like. It's a really simple way to arrange stuff in, but here you go. I'll show you this low rate of fire there. And then I'll go to the high. You can absolutely destroy stuff with this BK. Corner launcher. Beautiful explosion. Alright, so hopping out, trying to move along here. So we'll start at this end of the trucks. Did I miss? No, I did the Bradleys. So we have some Urals. Good old Urals. I think these are ported but retextured from Arma 2, and they do the job. They actually have some cool features. The door's open on freaking vehicles when you get in them, so, you know, that's cool. That's little details, man. That's the shit that matters. So, there we go. Working gauges and stuff. All that, all the way down here. These two. And I wonder if these have what I was actually wanting to show. No, they don't. I think you can do it in those, but you can turn the freaking windshield wipers on in some of these vehicles, and it's cool. It's really cool. These are just troop transports. These are just gases. So lots of light infantry transport and stuff here, and then the Old Glory BM-21 Grad. These things are self-propelled MLRS systems. These are essentially just a bunch of rockets strapped to a bunch of rocket tubes, or to a Ural. So I can hop in the gunner seat, and you can actually, I don't know if there's like a gunner sight. No, there's not. But there is artillery computer, but you know, that's wimpy. We just fire it like true Russian. And that's beautiful. Too bad there's no dirt in the color. That stuff's brown. But okay, have the driver's seat and get out so we don't hear the engine anymore. Awesome stuff. America, unfortunately, does not have good counterparts to these trucks, but in vanilla game, there's the HMTs, whatever you want to call them, HMMTs, which pretty much what we use right now. I can claim that. I've seen them driving down the road before in real life. So yeah, I mean, you can just use those. They work just as good as some of the stuff over there. And we get on to artillery. Good old Russian American artillery. Look at the freaking barrels on those things. So we got, we'll check out Russia's first. We got the 2S, what is it? The 2S3M1 and self-propelled artillery. You can do the visual ranging thing here. If you don't know how to do that, you just hit T. It's actually too close. Maybe farther out. So right there, that'll tell you need to. Oops. Actually, there we go. So then I go to 70 point. Okay, this is gonna take too long. But essentially, yeah, this is artillery, and we can fire it, and it kills stuff. So pretty self-explanatory. And then America's got its own version. I don't know. Let's see if they got the driver. I don't know if it's the no driver stuff. But same deal here. Try to hit something. Boom. So there you go. And the engines are on. Whatever. Happy Wheels. They actually have randomly generated stuff on a lot of these vehicles. So like numbers and stuff, you see any of that kind of stuff, or even like some like armor and stuff that's generated on the side is random, and it's really cool. So yeah, the Abrams have tank barrels. I've seen like white privileged and stuff like that. It's some stupid stuff, but yeah, as you can see there. But here's multiple different types of Abrams. Cool, good old Abrams there. There's the M1A1 FEP, the SEP. Okay, you know what I think, bro. SEPV1, the TUS, so the different tactical urban survival kits, all the way down the line to the good old M1A1. Then you get a Russian tank destroyer. These things are freaking awesome. They're quick, and they have normal tank-sized guns and a smaller chassis. Generally a little more lightly armored, faster. Then we start at the good old trusty Russian armor here. We get the T-72s, and you know what? I'm gonna really quick delete these two things. Don't do anything else. All right, it's T-72s. Different T-72s. We got the 1985. We got the. So these are just the the years of these. These are like upgraded versions. So the 1989 variant, the 2012 variant. So this is the more modernized T-72. So this brings the T-72 up to snuff with, say, something like the T-80 or maybe even the Abrams. Depends. So yeah, here's a T72, and here's the T80. Now the texture looking a little rougher. I don't know, maybe. So here's the T80. And this is three tank barrels. Maybe you get behind him. So just plain old T80, T80A, which is newer, slightly newer, and then we get the T80B. We have the T80BK, the T80BV, T80BVK, and the T80U. Now all these have different like vehicle firing modes or firing systems, and they're actually pretty intricate. Now, if I can maybe give you just the gist of how these things operate. So right away, there's a ton of stuff in your face. There's a button that brings up a certain thing, but I don't know how to do it. Oh, it tried to put me in the Zeus mode. Yeah, so I'm not even going to try to confuse you guys with that stuff, but there's actually a video out there somewhere. If you could check their Facebook, there's actually a link to a video that shows you how to use all the sights on all these vehicles. So here we go. We have, so if we can range something in, say maybe, that, so see the different views there, maybe that sign out there, or that sign, so that right there. So you see the sight is auto ranging me into that. So it's ranged in, and when I fire, it should hit it. Maybe not. Maybe I had to aim right there. I don't know. But yeah, these sights are actually pretty awesome in the way they work, and unfortunately, they're doing a terrible job at demonstrating that to you. These guys put a lot of good work into this stuff. Pretty kiss-ass, aren't they? And then actually a pretty cool feature here. And if we hop in the commander seat of this, this is something they didn't actually have implemented before. But if you hop, commander seat, and if we go ahead and turn, ahead and turn out,
cancel manual fire.
We can't actually fire this dishcam right here. But if we go to, it's not implemented on this one. Give me a second. Gotta go find one it works on. So if we go to turn out here, so we can see, and we use NSVT, and we get a 50 cal. F-15s that are flying by in Mach 2. Generally, you'd use that as it gets into like a helicopter, you know. If you're lucky, you knock out the sky. And then we get to our glorious anti-aircraft. Now, America doesn't get that crazy LAV with this interior and CRAM on the top. No, we get this glorious Bradley, which is an M6A2 that has essentially a Stinger pod mounted to the side. So it's 4 different Stingers you have to shoot down an aircraft, which is usually adequate. And I think the gun's even set up to be able to shoot at aircraft pretty, you know, like a helicopter or something like that. And then we have the Russian ZSU 23, which I'm definitely just going to get in and show you this thing because it's a ton of fun to use. So we're going to hop in the gunner seat here. And just watch this. I'm just gonna shoot out this now. Damn it. Alright. Gonna orient myself where I can shoot. Here we go. Firing. Four-barreled, 23 millimeters. 23 millimeters of just absolute destruction. It's actually really fun. I've seen some Syrian war footage where these guys are just using these things against buildings, and it's fucking crazy. Alright, well, last but not least, let's get on to some of the aircraft stuff. This will be actually pretty brief. So, there's a Sukhoi 25. You get rocket pods, Fab 250s, which are dumb bombs. And these are air-to-ground missiles, which I don't know the names of, but they're air-to-ground missiles. And they're pretty, they're comparable to something like the Hellfire. So, Sukhoi 25. And we can, get out, I'll cave in. So we get that, we get the HUD up here. So I'm just gonna fire the gun. Fucking awesome. It's a GSH-30, which is a 30mm gun. It's a pretty solid ground attack aircraft. It's used by quite a few countries. And then we have the glorious A-10, which is the tank buster. The plane built around a gun. I have a gripe. As a person who plays the DCS A-10C and has even played the A-10A to start, what the hell? This is an A-10A. It even tells you this is an A-10A. This has GBU-12s. GBU-12s are not GPS guided, but they're usually they're laser guided bombs, and they're usually guided in by a TGP. I'm gonna delete that plane so hard right now. And the A10A does not have the capability of using those. The A10A does not equip itself with a TGP, as you can see. So I'd like to see those replaced with, like, let's just say regular, you know, Mark 82s or Mark 84s, just dumb bombs, because this is an A10A. The A10A does have the capability of using Mavericks, because there's a little tiny screen inside, which I can actually show you. That is used for, you know, thermal imaging Mavericks. This is a gripe. I know this is a little specific, but it is an A10A, so, you know, give it its respect there. This is, you know, just one of the small things that I'm actually educated on in this pack. But yeah, so it needs GPUs, but the Mavericks work. These are the AGM65Ds, and it's got rocket pod stuff. It's pretty awesome. I think a lot of stuff is ported though, but you know, not without being, you know, touched up and stuff. Some of these helicopters, not all, get the treatment of the rotor lib flight model. So this is actually some really good stuff. So we got our good old Apache. Really needs an introduction. It's got a 30mm chain gun on the bottom, which just absolutely destroys people. 8 Hellfire missiles usually, and some rocket pods to clean up. We have ourselves a Chinook, which is a large troop transport helicopter. We got a Blackhawk, so UH-60, and we have a medevac version of the Blackhawk. Like I said, stuff, a lot of ported stuff, but touched up and treated nicely. So we're gonna go over and check out and I'm kind of just grazing over the aircraft stuff. I'm sorry if you're really interested in that stuff, but it's pretty straightforward. I think I am actually gonna get into a few of the Russian helicopters, which have been treated pretty awesomely. This is one of my freaking this is just an awesome helicopter. It's a K-52. It's a dual rotor, so no tail rotor. Each, you know, spins counter of each other. And it has a little gun on the side. Now, this little gun only pivots, you know, straight and then probably out about this much, and it can shoot people in this angle. But as long as you have 2 coordinated people, it's awesome because you sit next to your best friend while you fly. You can, you know, as long as you're coordinated enough and you know what you're doing, which is not too hard in this thing, you can always keep that gun pointed towards whatever the hell you're trying to kill. It's got Vickers rockets on both sides, which are like slightly lighter versions of like the Hellfire missiles and all that stuff. Right there. So Vickers rockets and then rocket pods. So pretty solid helicopter here. This is a retextured version of the Arma Vanilla Ka-60. It's got the Russian stuff on it there, so it gets a little red star. Nothing special about that. If you've played the one in Vanilla Arma, then you've played this one. Now here are the Mi-24s. Yeah, okay, Mi-24s. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't getting the wrong. Good old iconic Russian transport gunship. This one just is fitted a fixed dual 23mm cannon that is only operated by the pilot. The gunner doesn't serve too much of a function in here. I think he might drop the bombs. But here's some Fab 250s. This is a freaking helicopter with bombs. You damn straight, because it's Russian. Get some rocket pods and some more of those. Those actually might be Cornets. Those are wire-guided rockets that I think that's what the gunner controls, and he can guide those suckers in. His same helicopter with a yak cannon mounted to it. This is a quad-barreled 50 cal. It just shoots at a ridiculous high fire rate and just destroys stuff. And actually, this is probably one of my favorite things to fire. It fires in bursts of 5, which I think is a little weird, but it still works. So as you can see, the interior, nicely done. Like I said, it is ported, but you get your, you know, nice little things. I need to quit mentioning that. So here you go, the yak cannon. Absolutely just destroys stuff. It's crazy. Biggest downfall to a cannon like this is, even though it does put out a lot of lead, it's a 50 cal, and you know, you're really only using that just to suppress or absolutely obliterate infantry and soft vehicles. Still cool though. And then a completely unarmed version of that same helicopter. I guess I don't remember this being like this, but yeah, unarmed version. Doesn't seem like it has much. Good old Mi-8 now. This thing's a ton of fun to use, especially with the rotor lib. We might actually take this off for a second. So we have. I'm just gonna really quick show you how freaking armed this thing is. So it's got a front PK, so all 7.62mm machine guns are on this. We got a door gunner, and we have a rear gunner. So if you get like a serious buddy team in here and start fighting people, even in a PvP, this thing can be awesome. Except for the fact that it has like freaking 90 some rockets here, or 60 some rockets, and so and the pilot of the helicopter can take control of this PK if there's nobody in the seat and fire all these rockets. This thing is a ton of fun. We have this just the standard right here, just back door gunner and left door gunner, no front gunner. Then we have this version, which has 2 side gunners, and like I have roughly about 100 rockets to spare, and a back gunner. So this thing is freaking ridiculous too. And then a completely unarmed version, I think. Yeah, completely unarmed version. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I made it through this with 45 minutes. Oh jeez. All right, so this is gonna take a while to edit, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and fly this helicopter for the grand finale. And thank you for making it through this, and I'm sure it's probably informative on whether you wanted to pick this mod up or not. But yeah, I can't believe I even set a 10-minute quota for myself. So I'm gonna hop into the pilot's seat. I got the rotolib enabled. This is actually really cool, and oh, hold on. The Mi-24 in the pilot seat actually has this as well. It has engine on. It has collimated weapon sights, so you know, when you move your head, it moves around, so it helps you actually keep on target. They seem a little blurred out, not high res as they should be, so it makes it kind of hard to stay on track unless you're like zoomed in constantly. But we're gonna go ahead and take this thing off here, and hopefully I don't mess up. Now, I'm not working with rudder pedals here, so it might be a little squirrely. But this thing is just fat and Russian, and it's actually the gear. I don't know if I can demonstrate this properly, but I'm gonna go and try to land it here. But the gear actually has like working suspension. There we go. Oh, I damaged intro panel. Jeez. All right, so I'm gonna. Whoa. I'm just gonna blow some stuff up really quick here. Sorry, RHS. I know this is gonna hurt. Oh shit, my FPS, that hurts. Oh boy. Alright, well, there you go, guys. If you've made it through this far, let me know what you think. Let me know if I missed anything. Tell me if I said anything wrong. Gladly correct me in the comments. I totally support that. I don't want to, spread any misinformation out there. If I misrepresented anything out of this pack, let me know. Yell at me. Do any of that stuff. But, holy shit. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this review. I hope it was informative, and I hope it helped you made an informed decision whether or not you want to get this mod pack or add it to any kind of playlist or do anything with it. And anyway, guys, peace out.